Chapter 12, Truth is God. This chapter is having only one video, so there won't be any parts in this chapter. So, chapter 12, Truth is God of semester 2. Unit 12, Truth is God. Activity 1. Identify the place in this picture and write its name. Now, this is a picture that we all know that this is Gandhi Ashram of Gandhi Ashram in Ahmedabad, and it's a memorial place on the name of Mahatma Gandhi ji. Okay, and it's at Sabarmati area in Ahmedabad. Now complete the details based on the picture. Where is this memorial? Which leader is associated with it? So this memorial is a Gandhi Ashram. It's associated with Mahatma Gandhi ji. The birthplace of Mahatma Gandhi ji is Porbandar, and the other name given to him is Bapu, the father of nation. Moving ahead to activity 2, name the leaders from the following quotes. Okay, so experiment with truth. It's of Gandhiji. It's a book of his in which the life experiences of his is been mentioned. So experiment with truth is of Gandhiji. Swaraj is my birthright, Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Discovery of India, Jawaharlal Nehru. Give me blood and I'll give you freedom. This sentence is been said by Subhash Chandra Bose ji. I will not let British to rule my state. It has been said by Rani Lakshmi Bai ji. Okay, moving ahead, truth is God. Now this is a story of Bal Gangadhar ji. Okay, Bal Gangadhar Tilak ji. So we'll read it and we'll understand what it is all about. Bal Gangadhar Tilak was one of the leaders who fought for India's freedom during the British rule. So he was one of the prominent, one of the eminent leader who fought for the India for with Britishers for its freedom. As student, Bal was known to his teacher as one of the brilliant, disciplined and well-behaved boy in the school. But one day, one of the teachers had a strange experience. During the recess, some students had eaten groundnuts in the class and thrown the shell on the floor near the teacher's table. None of the boys who were coming in took the serious note of it. The school bell rang and all the boys were back at their seats. As the teacher stepped in, he saw the husk shattered near his table and he flew into a rage. Who has done this mischief? He shouted. So, as a student, as a young child, Bal Gangadhar Tilak teachers were knowing him as one of the disciplined, brilliant, and a well behaved child. One day, what happened? One of the teacher had a strange experience. So, what was that experience? That during a recess time in their school, some child must have or some children must have eaten the groundnuts and they have thrown the shell near the teacher's table. Children were coming in, going out, but nobody took a serious note that the shells are of the groundnuts or the husk is there near the teacher's table. And when the teacher came into the class, he felt very bad and he flew into rage. Flew into rage means he got very angry and he asked to the class who has done this mischief, and he shouted. There was no reply from the student. I asked again, shouted the teacher still louder. Whose mischief is this? If the guilty boy does not stand up, those who know him should tell me who he is. The boys looked at one another, most of them really wondering who the culprit could be. No one stood up. No one spoke a word either. So the teacher was shouting, who has done this? Who has done this? And he was very angry and he was saying that the one who has done it should come and tell me that he has done it, she has done it, or the one who is knowing that who has done it should come and tell me that so and so person has done so. But nobody was answering to what teacher was asking, and the teacher got really angry, and the real culprit, the real person who has done this, was not coming in front, and no one was speaking anything either. The teacher, the angry teacher, then picked up the cane from the table and said, cane means a stick, a long stick which is very flexible in nature, and if you get one on your hand or on your bump, you get very hurt. Okay, so during olden times, teacher used to use this stick. So the angry teacher then picked up the cane from the table and said, since none of you is helping me to catch the guilty boy, I am going to cane every one of you. When the teacher was nearing the first row of the boys, Bal stood up and boldly said, sir, many of us really do not know who the guilty boy is. There are many others who have not even seen the husk on the floor. During the recess, all of us had gone out of the classroom. A boy from some other class might have done this mischief. Why then should the innocent boys be caned? So, when the teacher was about to go and give one cane to the first row of the classroom, the Bal Gangadhar Tilak just stood up very boldly in with a lot of courage and said that many of them were not knowing who has done it, and many of them has not even seen that there are groundnut shells on the non under the table or in the classroom. There is a high probability that the children from other classroom would have done this, and if so is the case, why the innocent children of this class should get punishment? The teacher, who knew Bal's good behavior, tried to restrain his own anger but failed. Don't be overwise, Bal, he said. I am sure some of you know the culprit. If they don't speak out, I have got to punish the whole class. Immediately, the Bal said, through though Bal said with respectfully, but sir, I feel this is neither fair nor just. What I told you about our innocence is the truth. I don't want to see the innocent one punished, so please allow me to leave the class. Before the teacher could say a word, Bal picked up his book and walked out of the classroom. So teacher was very angry when Bal Gangadhar ji said this, that why the innocent children should get punished, but he could not. The teacher could not control his anger, and he said, "Don't be overwise. Mm, don't be overwise." And teacher was saying that he know that you people know that who has done this. Either you should come up and say that. Say the name of the boy who has done this. But Bal Gangadhar Tilak was very firm that he is not knowing it, and according to him, the innocent children should not get punished. So he requested teacher that whatever he was saying is all right, and was innocently, they were not knowing who has done this, and if the teacher is ready to give punishment to everyone, then he would like to walk out from the class. And he picked up his book and walked out of the class. All the boys admired Bal's courage and his love for justice and truth. Even the teacher could not help praising Bal. He looked at the class and said, Bal is an ordinary boy. If every student is a truthful and a disciplined as he is, our country will have a great future. Then the teacher also reflected and started thinking that whatever he has said it with so much of conviction, of so much of confidence, that he would be right only. And teacher also praised Bal, and all other boys also praised Bal, that he fought for the justice. And teacher said that if all the children of our classroom and of our school are like him, then the future of India is very great. It is this love of truth and justice that made Bal a great leader of our nation. He came to be called Lokmanya Tilak. He won the love, administration, and respect of of the people of India, and so he was known as Lokmanya Tilak. So he was he was a great leader. He was in love for justice, and he fought for justice, and he was respected by the people of India, and he was called as Lokmanya Tilak. Now this was the chapter, and following is the question and answers of this story that we have read about Bal Gangadhar Tilak ji, and I'll be sending you the PDF for the same. Again, this activity 4 is the place the sentence in correct order of the story and rewrite in the form of passage. So the extract is given from the story, and these are the lines which are given up and down. We have to put them into the correct situation, into the correct sequence in this box space where it is given. So for this also I'll be sending you the PDF. Activity 5, unscramble the letter of the words given on the right, then match the words with the description given on the left. So on the right side there are the words which need to be unscrambled, and then we have to match it with the things given on the, or the small phrases given on the left side. For this also I'll be sending you the PDF. Moving ahead to activity 6. So all the activities that need to be done into the textbook, I'll be sending you the PDF of it. And let's move to the activity 7, which is again an important part of the chapter. Gopal Krishna Gokhale was a great leader of India when he was a student. He once took the help of the senior friends in solving a difficult problem of mathematics. The teacher thought that the Gokhale had himself solved the problem. He praised in the class and also rewarded him. However, instead of being happy, Gokhale began to cry. When the teacher inquired, he told him that he had taken the help of the senior student in solving the problem. His truthfulness impressed the teacher. He said, "You need not return the reward. Take it as a reward for your truthfulness." So our Gopal Krishna Gokhale also, he was also a great leader who fought for the independence and freedom of India. And as a student also, he was in love with truth, and he solved a difficult problem in the mathematics. And when the teacher praised him for solving such a difficult problem in maths, he gave a reward to him. But Gokhale ji was not very happy, because he was knowing somewhere that he has not done this problem or solved this problem on his own. He has taken the help of the senior, and when he has not done it on his own and getting a reward for it, he was not liking it. And as a child, he started crying. So when the teacher inquired why you are crying, he said and he shared that I have not solved this problem on my own, and I have taken the help of the seniors of mine to solve this problem, so I cannot accept this reward. But teacher was very impressed by this entire thought of his, and he said ki, though you have not solved it, but keep this reward with you, because you were truthful to yourself, and it's a reward for your truthfulness. So over here also, one more freedom fighter, one more leader has shown their love for the truthfulness. Moving ahead, when Mahatma Gandhi was a child, he was never late in reaching the school. Though he did not have a watch with him, he would guess the time by looking at the position of the sun in the sky. One day the sky was overcasted with a cloud and it began to rain, so Gandhiji could not guess the time. That day he was late. Principal asked Gandhiji the reason for coming late. Gandhiji told him the truth, but the principal did not believe him. He fined him for arriving late. It made Gandhiji whip. His friend asked, "Why are you whipping for such a small punishment?" Gandhiji replied, "I am not crying because I have been fined. I felt hurt because principal thought that I was lying. I always tell the truth. No one has ever accused me of lying." Then the principal came to know why Gandhiji cried. He called him to his office and praised him for his love of truth. So as a child, when Gandhiji was, this is another short story of the another freedom fighter, a great freedom fighter and the father of the nation, Sri Mahatma Gandhiji. And it says that Mahatma Gandhiji, when he was a child, he used to go to the school, and he was always very punctual in reaching the school. Though he was not having the watch, he would understand the timing, or he was able to anticipate the time based on the position of the sun. There was a time, there was a month, or there was a day when he was not able to predict the time because the sky was not very clear and it was cloudy, and he reached school late. So when the principal of the school asked him the reason why he is late, he shared the entire reason that he was not able to judge the time, anticipate the time, because it was cloudy and he got late. And principal was not very convinced and he punished him, he fined him for arriving late. Gandhiji started whipping means what, rona, okay. So he started whipping, and one of his friend asked, why are you crying for such a small reason, why are you. So he said that I am not crying for the punishment or the fine that I have got, but I am crying that he has been accusing him for being a liar. And Gandhiji shared that he has never lied and he always speak truth, and he is not liking this entire tag of being liar on him. So when the principal came to know that Gandhiji is crying for this particular reason of being accused of saying lies to him, he called him and he praised him for his love for truth. So, this is a small short story again of the great freedom fighter, which makes us understand their love for the truth. Moving ahead, this is a small question and answers from the above two stories that we have just read. I'll be sending you the PDF of it. Activity 8. You read incident of the three great persons, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Gokhale and Gandhiji. Now narrate any one incident that has left a mark in your life. This we will be doing into an interactive session. Moving ahead to activity 9, identify the following leaders and write at least 5 sentences about them. So first picture is of Subhash Chandra Bose ji, and the second picture is of very our own Sardar Patel ji. Third picture is of Srimati Indira Gandhi ji, and the fourth picture is of Sarojini Naidu. For this, I will be sending you the PDF. Kindly write it in the textbook with pencil. Activity 10, write a para on your favorite national leader. This I give you as a homework, and we will be discussing it in the interactive session. And here we end the chapter, Unit 12. The truth is God. Thank you.